morning, and my name is Dr. Joy Ogaji. I'm the CEO and the Executive Secretary to the Association of Power Generation Companies. I'm actually the pioneer CEO, so I've been here for about 9 years on this role.
This month is dedicated for women. Last weekend we celebrated International Women's Day, and we are still on it because Sunday 30th of March is Mother's Day. So with this in mind, this year's International Women's Day focuses on accelerate action for women, solidarity for women in education, training, empowerment, and a lot more. So I want to get your take in regards to that.
Thank you so much for coming. Yesterday, I don't know if we saw our advert. We actually had a webinar. I was a host and convener for the webinar. Women in Power in the Power Sector. We had a webinar to mark the International Women's Day. And we had a panel of about 5 women. We discussed elaborately on how we can get more women in leadership role in the power sector. If you check the various agencies in the power sector, women are very few. For example, on the board of the Association of Power Generation Companies, we have only 1 woman on the board. And before I got to the job, there was no woman at all. So I pushed and got approval and brought in at least 1 woman. We have a board of 9 and only 1 woman, and that one is after a long fight. Not necessarily because the men do not want to give women a role, but then how do we get a woman that is capable of sitting on that role? Most women, we may be very quick to, play that victim card to say, oh, men everywhere, no room for women. But we need to play our role. We need to be available. We need to be ready. We need to make a lot of sacrifices. If your boss say, oh, I need a research on so, and that's the day you're telling me you're having cramps, the next day he will ask you, okay, can you go and represent me so meeting? Oh, I'm having headache. You may not have a third time because he will say, I already know what she's going to tell me. But then he's going to call Shehu. Shehu, can you go here? And he say, yes, sir. Where? Address. And he's gone. Tomorrow he will call Emeka. Emeka will say, yes, I'm willing to go. That is not to say that cramps and headaches are not normal. But sometimes we are overdoing it. Sometimes we just say, they know I'm a woman. And if you are a woman, you see, life will not give you what you are entitled to. You need to ask for it. Sitting on this role, I'm telling you, for about 9 years as a woman, managing how many of our members are about that I think we have about 28 power stations, and these 28 power stations, the CEOs are all men. I visit the power stations. I'm having monthly meeting with them. I'm meeting with the Minister of Power. I'm going to National Assembly. I get tired, but then when I look back and I say, if I don't deliver, they may not give another woman another opportunity. So even where I have headache, I will just take paracetamol and say, no, I'm going. Because I want to create a platform for another woman. Let them give another woman a chance. Any day I leave this job, if another woman can apply for this role, they will say, if Dr. Joy was able to perform, this woman also will perform. But how many women are there? I have tried to mentor many women during these my 9 years. After training them for 3 years, they will tell you, oh, I want to go and do something else. I want to do, what are the excuses they gave me, Seth? Some of the excuses are very, very flimsy. I want to look at something else. I want to look at maybe further studies. And different excuse. So I've been trying to mentor and train up somebody to take over from me, and after 3 years of so much investment, the person disappears, and then I start all over again. And at the end, if I'm not able to hand over to a woman, they say women are not supporting women. It's not completely true. So accelerating action, I will discuss it in a different angle. Women, be available. Women, be committed. Women, be focused. Women, set up a plan. Get a career plan. Are you working in a particular agency? What is your target? In the next 2 years, what is your 2 years plan? What is your 5 years plan? And then look out for mentors that can help you achieve those plans. I've had a number of ladies that come here, they want to do youth service or internship. I've even offered it. I even advertised for internship. The current interns, I wanted about 6 interns. I opened it up. About 3 women applied. And though they were not really qualified, but I was willing to lower the standard just to take them in. After the interview, one of them called me and said she is a woman and that she cannot make it every day. Excuse number 1. The next person say, can she just come for a few hours? She has other things she wants to be doing. The other youth corper tells me, I live very far away, and can I do virtual? So virtual CEO, then how do I get a virtual CEO? You see, I'm here now. Am I meeting you virtually? Am I going to be here in this office for 2 hours? So women need to look beyond the stereotype of our culture. And I don't really blame those women so much, but then I still blame them, because our culture has made us, as you're growing up, to believe that at the end of the day you will be a wife. At the end of the day you will be in the kitchen. I am still in the kitchen. This morning I woke up very early. I made akara and pap for my family for breakfast. I've made a yam for lunch before I came to work. So being a CEO does not stop me from entering the market. On Saturday you will see me in the market shopping for the whole week. So you can still be what society thinks you are and still be that career woman and still achieve that dream that you have. I grew up in a family of 6 boys and I'm the only girl. So being in the kitchen is not necessarily something that will dampen my vision or my mission in life. I've always thought that I'm going to be like here, and I have pursued and I have continued to pursue it. And I'm willing to carry as many women as possible that are willing to be carried along. But the thing I hate is excuses and laziness. You know, when we look at violence against women, we are quick to judge the men. We're quick to judge the men. And so, oh, why are they violent? When they see a woman, all they see is the size of her boobs, the size of her buttocks, but I would want to look at it from another angle. Like I said, I grew up in the midst of 6 boys. So I can confidently tell you that I understand a bit about men or boys. Now, our cultural norms are also responsible for the violence that men are exhibiting. For a man to be aggressive against a woman, many things are involved. And I'm not going to say that the woman put herself in harm's way. No. From the time a boy is born, check when a boy is born. and that same day a girl is also born in the same compound, let's say in the village, the way they rejoice over the boy and the way they rejoice over the girl, it's like 7-up. In fact, if in the same compound maybe 2 wives, one had a boy and the other one had a girl, the attention of the husband, even the visitors that come, I don't need to speak about it, you already know it. So that's the beginning. Now this boy and this girl are growing up. They were born the same day. They are growing up. We look at them. The boy is sent to go and play ball or go and do anything. Nobody cares about where the boy is. But where the girl is, hey, let her not be late for 5 minutes. They will nearly break her head. I've had several broken head that my hair now is covering. If it is possible to shave it, I can show you some of the marks. That is how a girl is brought up. All the discipline, how to sit, how to dress, how to cook, everything is on the girl. And this boy grows up feeling like the king of the manor, the lord of the manor. When he comes back, he calls the same girl that they were born. He says, Ngozi, is food ready? And she will say, Emeka, you're just coming back, you're asking for food. Her mother will say, shut up! You need to get food for him. Now this boy, what are we trying to put in his head? And this girl, what are we trying to also do to her? So when we say there is violence, we need to go back to the beginning. So charity, they say, begins at home. If we want to end violence against women, it has to start from our homes. It has to start from the government. It has to start from policy. There has to be policy setting. It has to start from different angles. In my own and contribution to society, in 2019, I wrote a book. The title is Woman, the Frontline Soldier. It's on Amazon. It was published by Lambert Publishers. They are international publishers. And what I wrote in that book, I traced the history of how women were treated and how a woman that has been subjected to this all her life can carry up herself and still feel that she is somebody. So that book talks about how a woman, you can be the frontline soldier. If you're a wife, you are a frontline soldier. As a mother, a frontline soldier. In fact, in that book, I challenge women. If you marry a poor man and 3 years after he's still poor, you have failed. Because you're a frontline soldier. God has endowed us so much that any life you touch, you must change it for the better. In that book, I say you are a frontline soldier. If your husband is sick, it's your responsibility to nurse him to life. You are a frontline soldier. Your children are not doing well in school. It's your responsibility to make sure that they are the best. You are a frontline soldier. No, saying all these things, and women that may hear it may say, this is too much for one woman. I am coming. Then I wrote another book. In 2022, I launched it, titled The Husband Material. Before you go, please, Olamide, give them each a copy. 0 to the point of marriage, how to train up a boy. Also, how to train up a girl. Because, everybody is looking for a wife material, I've not seen a book on husband material. Because again, that is the society. Society is expecting a very good wife. For who? The boy that is any jaga, nothing, no structure for him. He can play ball and come back anytime. He can do anything. and nobody can correct him, and yet we're preparing a wife material for him. We're looking for disaster. That is one of the reasons why the rate of divorce has also increased. In fact, I used to hear it in the UK, everywhere divorce, but now in Africa, divorce rate, in fact in Abuja, statistics shows that divorce rate is so high. What do you expect? You bring a very good woman and put together with a man who has not been taught how to become a man, who was never trained how to treat a woman, who was never taught how to train children, who was never taught how the family, how to set family vision, how to design dreams for his children. All he knows is he will go out, look for money, and come and give to the wife to feed. At the end of the day, he himself is not even living a quality life. So there are so many things that we need to correct. Yes, I stand against violence. I do not support violence against women, but there are also violence against men. Most times this violence against men is underreported. We are not reporting it because a man is ashamed to come and report that his woman beat him up or his wife slapped him. But as a woman, once they slap you, the red eye, everybody, who slapped you? But when a man's eye is red, nobody will think, even if they say, okay, what happened? He cannot say it's his wife. He will say, I fell, something hit my head, I was loosening something and it fell. These are the excuses. But I stand against violence against anyone. My position is, first and foremost, we should remember we are human beings. A woman, remember that the man is a human being. Man, see the woman as a human being. First and foremost, if we see each other as human beings that needs to be respected, needs to be cared for, needs to be loved, violence will end.